Yeah, hello, I'm Lennart from Bastl Instruments, and today I want to show you TYME. It's our new product. It's an effects processor, and we call it robot-operated digital tape machine, because its basic signal flow is like a tape machine. You can imagine here, this is the input signal coming in. It's being written to the tape, as indicated here. The tape moves in this direction, so at some later points at different locations, the signal is read back from the tape. The different streams are summed, filtered, and fed back to the input. You can control all the parameters of this signal chain. You have the position of the main read head. You can set it in coarse and fine manner, so you can go from 0 to some seconds or just on single samples. Then you can control the tape speed, which defines how fast the tape moves, and if you turn it all the way down, it will downsample. The scaling of the 3 other read heads is defined by one knob. It's macroed, and we found up some nice patterns how the heads move around. The levels of those heads are also controlled with one knob, and the filter can go from low pass to bypass into high pass. And the feedback control just controls how much feedback is going back in the loop. All the parameters, they can be automated. We call it robots who control them, because it's not only LFO, but it can be also an envelope follower on the input. So it tracks the signal in a certain frequency band and reacts on that. Or you can plug in CV from the back and route this anywhere here. All the parameters together, with all the robots on all the parameters, they form one sound. You can store different sounds, and then you can sequence them. So on every clock edge, you can switch to a different sound. We have 3 different clock sources available. There's tap tempo, there's analog clock, and there's MIDI. Let's take a look at the backside.
So if you wanted to send 2 signals or receive...
We have a stereo input here. If you have a mono source, you can copy one channel to the other, so you still get a stereo output. Here's a stereo output, dedicated headphone output with volume control, a foot switch which will trigger bypass, control voltage input, and analog clock input. There's also MIDI in and MIDI through. And with MIDI, you can control really everything from the device. You can trigger different sounds, you can control the sequencer, you can set all the parameters and all the parameters of all the robots. So, I think we're ready to hear a bit. So we're hearing now the clean signal as it's coming from the Volker there. It's also sending analog clock in here. As we can see now, we're syncing to the tempo. So one easy thing which you could do with such a topology is a comp filter effect. So you take a small delay and you add feedback. And then you can change the frequency, and you can also get into some nice kind of reverb style areas. This movement, for example, you can automate with a robot. So I hold down robot select this robot. Now I can control this robot. Here I see how it's moving now. I add some amount, which is like a modulation depth. And here I can also control the direction. If it's just going bipolar around the current position, if it's going just on the negative side or just on the positive side. We have different LFO modes here, or robot modes. There are different oscillators here. They all have some wave shape option to them. And as I said, yeah, the envelope follower and the control voltage output. You can control all the robot stuff if you hold on robot select, and all the black labels, they will become active. So let's do something else. Let's deactivate this robot, and let's add some other read heads. You can also sync this to the clock, so it will just take some musical, rhythmical intervals. also loop with the freeze mode. If you activate this, the input will be disconnected and the feedback loop will be closed, so you have just like a short amount of signal in there and you can morph it. So I'm again syncing to the beat, and then I add the freeze mode. If I activate the sound again, it will re-trigger and like resample. Fade out a bit into the high pass. Then we can also do some more crazy stuff here. You can have like a classical kind of delay effect, echo effect with this also. You can hear the effect of the tape speed. I'm now modulating the tape speed with a robot, and you hear the signal like being speed up and slow down. So let's create just two different presets and sequence them. So let's just take this kind of comp filtering, and here maybe the delay. So now I can let the sequence play. It's now... Wait, there's already something there. So let's go to the right mode, select the bypass. So I'm now just clearing the sequence. Now I have just the first sound recorded everywhere, and then I can set on certain steps, I can set the other sound. So let's take the second sound and put it maybe here and here. Here you can see how it switches the sound. You can switch patterns like this. It's now empty pattern, so it's not so fun, but you can record different things here.
What is the price and when it will be available?
Yes, we will announce all this in May, so yeah, we don't know yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.